Hey, welcome to the series of everything you need to know about Python in simplest possible way. In our previous videos, while discussing strings, we have seen many methods which used to manipulate strings, right? So in this video, we will be seeing some of the conditional checking methods which used to check the string methods, string conditions. So for that reason, we have so many methods here in order to check the strings having a specific property or not. So as we have so many methods, what we will be doing is that in the first video, which means in this video, we will be seeing some of the methods till this particular alnum. So in the next video, we will see the remaining methods so that we can able to complete all of these methods. So as part of that, let us go ahead and see first method that we have, which is isalpha. So this particular isalpha is used to check the particular string having alphabets or not. So what does that mean? Let us go ahead and see. Let's say I have this particular string which is like, and I wanted to know this particular string contains alphabets or not. So in such case, I will be using this particular alpha here. I am using this particular, I am calling this particular alpha method. So now if I execute this, you can able to see we are getting a boolean result which is true. So which means this particular isalpha method returning true when we have the alphabets in this particular string. Let's say I will give some digit and see the result. Let's say I am giving 4 here. You can see we have the string like 4. And if I execute this, you can able to observe the difference. We are getting false, which means we only have in this particular string alphabets. Except alphabets, if we have any other elements, we will be getting false. So let's say if I give some character which is star here, and now if I execute this, and still we are getting the result which is false. So by this we can able to understand that this particular isalpha method returns true when we have all the elements in that particular string is alphabets. If we have any other alphabets, as like if we have any other elements, maybe numbers or any special characters, this particular method will return false. And apart from that, if I have this particular empty string, in such case also it will return false only. So by this, I hope you can able to understand. Apart from this, what we can do is that we can actually take a variable and assign whatever the string that we wanted, and we can check the result. And I am assigning this particular like to this particular string, and I am calling this particular method. So is alpha. So now if I execute this, we can able to see the result which is true. So we can directly check the method, or we can pass this particular value and store in a variable and check the method and call the method so that we can able to get the result. So now I hope you can able to understand this particular alpha and usage of this particular alpha. Whenever we wanted to check a particular string is having alphabets only, so in such case we will be using this particular method which is isalpha. So let us go ahead and see the next method that we have, which is isdecimal. So we are having some numbers, right? We have having some decimals which are 0 to 9. So in this method, by using this method, we can check we have the string which are having the numbers 0 to 9. So let us go ahead and see with example. Let's say I have this particular 3 here, and if I check this particular 3 is decimal or not, and if I call this, you can see the result we are getting true. So that you can observe when we pass this particular decimals, we are getting this particular result as true. Apart from this particular single decimal, we can pass any decimals also. Let's say I am passing 4, 5, 6. Totally we have got this particular string which is 3, 4, 5, 6. And now if I execute this, we can still get this particular result which is true, which means that from 0 to 9, any number when we pass as a string, it doesn't matter how many numbers we are having, those should be in the range of 0 to 9. So in such case, we are getting the result which is true. So can I have any number other than this particular 0 to 9? Let's say I am having this particular fractional part which is 1 by 2 here. And if I put this particular 1 by 2, and if I check this particular string is decimal or not, so I am executing this, and you can see the difference we are getting false. So apart from this, what I will be doing is that I am taking 4, 5, 6. Let's say if I have any alphabet, in such case what it returns. So I am having, let's say, like here, and if I execute this, we are still getting the result which is false. Let's say I am removing all of this. I am having only 4, 5, 6 and a single L, and if I execute this, we are still getting the result which is false, which means that in this particular is decimal we should only have decimals from 0 to 9. So apart from these decimals, we can have any decimals. You can see here, in this case, we are having different numbers. We have Egyptian numbers, we have Roman numbers, we have Mayan numbers, we have modern Arabic numbers, and we also have Chinese numbers. Any numbers we have from 0 to 9, in such case, when we call this particular method, we can able to see the result. So here we are having this particular modern Arabic numbers, and this is 1 and this is 2, this is 3. You can observe here. So we are having 1, 2, 3. That is what we are taking in here. So we have 1, 2, 3. Let's say I am taking this particular 1, 2, 3 and call this particular is decimal. So I am taking them and I am putting in the quotation so that it will be considered as string. So here I am passing is decimal and I am calling is decimal. So now if I execute this, we can able to see the result which is true, which means that when we have the decimals from 0 to 9, it doesn't matter what the numbers are, either it be Arabic, Chinese or any other numbers which are 0 to 9, so those will be resulted as true. So now I hope you can able to understand this particular usage of this particular is decimal. So let us go ahead and see one more method that we have, which is numeric. By using is decimal, we are checking only from 0 to 9. So we have checked this particular 1 by 2 in above case also, which resulted false. But here, when we check this particular 1 by 2 with is numeric here, and we can see the result which is true, which means that whenever we wanted to check any fractional values apart from 0 to 9, in such case we can use this particular is numeric. Apart from this fractional values, we can also check the direct numbers also. Let's say I am passing 1, 2, 3 here, and I will be calling this particular is numeric. So now if I execute this, we can still get the result which is true, which means by this is numeric, we can check direct decimals and also we can check this particular fractional values also. So I hope you can able to understand. Here, apart from this particular fractional values or direct decimals, if we pass any other element, let's say I am passing this particular hash here, and we can see the result which is false. Let's say I am passing L here, and you can see we are still getting the result which is false. So that you can able to understand, we should only pass either decimals or fractional parts in this particular numeric so that it will be returned true. Anything apart from that numeric decimals or fractional values, that will be resulted as false. So we can check with this particular alphabets, which are these particular numbers which are Arabic 1 to 3 with this particular is numeric, and see the result. So here I am passing them, and what I will be doing is that I am passing them and I am calling is numeric here. So now if I execute this, we are still getting this particular result which is true. So now I hope you can able to understand this particular is numeric. We can have direct decimal from 1 to 3. We can have any other decimals, which doesn't matter in which numeric format they are having, Arabic, Chinese, or doesn't matter. If they have from 0 to 9, this particular is numeric will return true. Apart from that, when we have fractional values, something like this will also resulted as true. That is not the case that we can see in this particular is decimal. When we pass this particular fractional values to this is decimal, which resulted as false. So that is the difference we have with is decimal and this is numeric. So let us go ahead and see one more method which we are having is digit. So this particular is digit and this particular is decimal looks similar, and we can see the difference. So we will go and understand that. So here I will be taking some numbers, let's say 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, and if I call this particular is digit, we are getting the result which is true. Here we are having Arabic numbers 1, 2, 3, right? So if I call is digit, we are getting true. So this particular 0 to 9 values of digits will work from with every method that we have. It doesn't matter, either it may be decimal, or it may be either it may be numeric, or either it may be is digit. So when we have these numbers 0 to 9 from any numeric format, either it may be Arabic or Chinese, when we call any of these methods will return true. So you can observe this particular is digit and this particular is decimal works similarly. So I hope you can able to understand all of these methods: is decimal, is numeric, and is digit. This particular is digit and this particular is decimal work similarly, and apart from that, this particular is numeric also have same functionality with this particular is decimal and is digit. Apart from that, the only difference, the only uniqueness this particular is numeric is having is that when we pass this particular fractional values, it returns true. That is not the case with this particular is digit. So let's say I will take this particular fractional part here, and I will call this particular digit is digit, and I am taking that and I am calling this particular method which is digit here. So now if I execute this, we can able to see the result which is false. That is what we have expected, because this particular is digit only consider the digit from 0 to 9, either it may be any numeric format. So now I hope you can able to understand the difference of all these things: digit, numeric, and decimal. So I hope you can able to understand. Let us go ahead and see one more method that we have, which is isalnum. So this particular is alnum, which is having combination of a functionality of this particular alpha and this particular numeric. So we have any of the numeric values that we have, this particular combination is resulted with this particular is alnum. So let us see the example so that you can able to understand more clearly. So let's say I am having the alphabets, let's say like here, and if I call this particular is alnum here, and if I execute this, we are getting true. And let's say if I pass some numbers, let's say 3, 4, 5, and if I call this particular is alnum, it was still getting this particular result which is true. Let's say if I pass 3, 4, 5 and like here, and if I execute this, we are getting still the result which is true. Apart from this, if I give some other number, some other value which is nothing but this particular dollar here, and now if I execute this, it was giving false. So now I hope you can able to understand this particular behavior of this particular alnum, which is when we pass either alphabets, it will be returning true. When we pass either numerics, it will return true. Apart from that, when we pass any special characters, it will return false. So I will pass some other character, let's say plus here, and if I execute this, it is still giving the result which is false. So I hope you can able to understand. This particular alnum is nothing but the alphanumeric. When we have alpha, either numeric or combination of alphanumeric, this particular is alnum will return true. Apart from that, any special character when we pass, it will return false. Let us try with this particular fractional value which is 1 by 2 here. So now I will put this 1 by 2 after this particular like, and if I execute this, we are still getting true because this is also considered as a numeric value. So because of that reason, we are still getting true for this is alnum, which is nothing but is alphanumeric, combination of alphabets and numerics. So now I hope you can able to understand this particular is alpha. So this is not the case with this particular alpha. So this particular is alpha only returns true when we have all of the characters which are alphabets. So this particular decimal values will return true when we have this particular decimal, numeric, and digit will return true only when we have numeric values. So but when we use this particular alnum, either it may be alphabets or numerics, it will return true. So now I hope you can able to see the difference. Let's say if I pass an empty string here and if I execute this, it will return false because this particular empty string does not contains any alphabets or numeric values. For that reason, it was giving the result which is false. Now I hope you can able to understand all of these methods that we have discussed: is alpha, is decimal, is numeric, is digit, and is alnum. So now I hope you can able to understand. And in the next video, we will see how we can use this particular is lower, is upper, is title, is space, is printable, is identifier, is ASCII. We will see those methods in our next video. So those are very interesting. So we will be seeing in that next video. If you found this video interesting, hit the like button. We will see them in the next video. So thank you for watching this video. See you in the next one.